He goes the other way. Safe on the play at first.
This is David Clayman, and I'm reviewing MVP 2005. If you played 2004, you know a bit of what to expect for this year's version. All the things that you liked about the series are back, with a few additions. You've got the Home Run Derby, the Dynasty Mode, the Farm Leagues, along with the Single-A teams that have been added to 2005. The pitching system has been slightly improved. If you remember, pitching was a bit too easy last year, and with a little practice you could hit the sweet spot every time. Now, as your pitch speed increases, the sweet spot gets smaller, so it's more difficult for you to put the perfect pitch over the plate.
Walker is taking off. The runner steals second base.
The batting system has been improved as well. Small change has been made as you can now move up and down in the batter's box, which lets you get a better angle on some pitches. You also have a system called the hitter's eye. The ball changes color directly after it is released by the pitcher. It also will retain its color as the pitcher is delivering if they have a poor delivery, which is to say that better pitchers hide their pitches by keeping their hand in their glove or keeping the ball behind their back while they're delivering the pitch. The system works pretty well. The ball will be white for a fastball, red for a breaking ball, and green for an off-speed pitch. This gives the batters a slight advantage, as opposed to last year where they were really outgunned by the pitcher.
Miller chases it down on the run.
Hey partner, that's not an easy play to make. Well done.
Fielding has also been improved. One of the major changes that has been made is you can now field and throw in one fluid motion. So before, when you were fielding the ball, you used to have to catch the ball, then the player would stop, and then he would go into his throwing motion. Now you catch the ball, you continue to run, and you throw all in the same time. This especially shows itself during double plays and close plays like a throw into second when you're catching a ball in the outfield. Another major addition to the game is the owner mode. This is perhaps the biggest addition to MVP 2005 and one of our most wanted features from last year. Owner mode gives you 30 years to build a successful franchise. Of course, normal games are included in this, but the focus is to make money and keep the fans and players happy. The owner mode starts out with creating a ballpark. You're going to have a few options to set up your ballpark, like if you want it to exist on the bay, in the suburbs, or the city, the type of grass and the color of the seats. Although overall, there really isn't a whole lot of customization. Don't expect to be putting the center field wall 600 feet from the plate. Really, it's just a few choices to get you started on a field that probably resembles a lot of other major league fields. There is more than what appears at first glance, however, as when you get into the owner mode, you can add things like concessions, pitching games, promo days for when you're playing the Indians. You also have a set of emails, which works like the system in Dynasty Mode, where you'll have a financial advisor give you suggestions on what you should be doing with your franchise, and will give you suggestions on trades and whether you should be offering more concessions. Fan happiness, team chemistry, and then winning the actual games make for a very deep mode that can keep you busy for a long time. Included with Dynasty Mode, this game is simply huge and could possibly last until the next EA baseball game is allowed. Another addition to the game are the mini-games. The mini-games are a blast. They're a really good time. There's a batting and a pitching game. The batting mini-game basically puts you up against a pitcher of your choice, right-handed or left-handed, and has you aim the ball in different directions on the field. A little indicator will come up over the plate showing you a general area where the pitch will be placed, and then it'll give you directions to either hit a ground ball down third baseline or hit a fly ball into right field. And for hitting in the correct direction, you'll be awarded with more points. And if you reach a certain point total, you're sent on to the next round. There are also ramps and vortexes across the field, which will throw the ball in a different direction or send it further along. The batting mini-game is one of the most fun and new aspects of MVP 2005, and I spent a lot of time with it. The pitching mini-game is a bit like pitching Tetris. There'll be different colored squares that appear over the plate, and when you hit these, you're awarded points. If squares of the same color are next to each other and you hit one of them, you get a combo and even more points are awarded. Each time a block is knocked out, it brings down some more blocks from up top. The pitching mini-game is either in a timed mode or with a set number of pitches. Both of them, you have to reach a high score to move on to the next level. Not only are these games fun, but they really help with the mechanics, and they'll make you a better MVP player overall. The games also get used as spring training when you're playing in the owner mode or dynasty mode. So in between seasons, starting after your first season, you'll get to choose a number of players to participate in the mini-games, and this will boost their stats, of course, if you're successful. Graphically, there's been some improvements with MVP as well. Remember last year, the player models weren't really up to par. This year, the heads look a lot better. There's a lot better likeness of players, and they've added even more animations, so you're going to see probably a different animation every time you play the game. They've put in the little things like a player striking out and pointing towards the ump, getting hit with a foul ball, and a whole lot of slides. This game received a 9.2 on the Xbox, GameCube, and PS2, and in my opinion, it's the best baseball game I've played on any system in a long time. EA Canada really went out on top with a great game, and I think that you'll enjoy it.